Okay, guys, today I'm gonna show to you all how easy and how not complex it is to build, like, to get an aesthetic body. Literally, people think it's very complex and you need a lot of theory to do all this. But I'm gonna show literally step by step everything I know and everything I did to reach this body I have now. And I'll show to you guys how it's actually not that complicated. Okay, first of all, my name is Danton. Here you can see the screen this picture on the left is actually one picture I took in 2021, like in January more or less. I wasn't training back there, but I don't know why I took this picture. Anyway, the one on the left is from April. We're in June already, so I'm a bit better than that. But anyway, yes. I managed to do this in basically 1 year and a half training. I changed completely my body in 1 year and a half. I'm gonna basically give every single bit you need to know, every single thing you need to know to literally get this body I got. So, anyways, let's start. Okay, guys, the first step, basically, the first thing you need to know: get a gym membership. Okay, I know this is kind of obvious, but I'm not gonna like talk completely about how to build muscle from your house and all those things because I might do that in the future actually, but I don't have completely a lot of knowledge to give me you guys good answers, and that was not how I built my body. So yeah, sign up to a gym, and then after you sign up to a gym, what I recommend you, just for you to start to get into like the momentum, just go to the gym and basically do whatever you want there, just try out the machines. The important thing is you need a little bit of momentum. So if you don't know what to do, and you can go to the gym today, basically if you have a membership, just go do whatever you want, don't worry. The important part is that you go a bit and then you try doing something. That's will create you this flow that will manage. If you manage it, you'll be able to go more and more. Well, that's basically step one. Okay, step two. You basically will need a routine. After you go for this first day of training, you won't know what to do, obviously, but if you know, you can prepare yourself a bit for this first day. And you can do this by having a routine. A routine is basically a bunch of exercises you'll be doing to, I don't know, get the gains you want. So you need a routine, and especially if you're a beginner, you won't know what to do. There are many machines, there are many things you can do at the gym, many variables, variants, many things you can do. So a routine will help you to just get started, and you'll be using routines throughout your whole gym life, basically, if you continue in this path. So right now, I know you can literally search up a routine in YouTube or whatever browser you want, but I created my own routines for beginners. You can check them in the description, they're pretty good. So yeah, they will help you to start, and you can add more things later on, but I'll be explaining more this throughout the video. So that's it. Get a routine, go to the gym, execute the routine. Until now, it's pretty straightforward and pretty easy. Okay, let's go to number 3 now. Okay, that's a very important part that like everyone should know that's going to the gym. It's amazing how people that go to the gym nowadays, they have been going to the gym for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and they still don't know those kind of things. But basically, what I want to say is that technique is always more important than anything, basically, when you're training for hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is basically building muscles. If I'm saying hypertrophy throughout the video, is basically just building muscle. The technique you want to prioritize in your trainings is control. You want to always have a lot of control over the weights you're doing, but they must feel heavy. But that's for another time. But just to make you guys understand, there are two phases when you're doing exercises. Let's say you're doing a bicep curl. Look, that's you doing a bicep curl. That's the dumbbell here. Okay. Okay, look, let's say this is the first one and this is the second. That's when you start doing a repetition. This one is when you start doing repetition. And then here's when you do a repetition that you flex your bicep and you go all the way to the top. And I drew a bicep here so you guys can understand. But basically, you want to do this with control. You don't want to completely throw the weight all the way around. You just have to focus on your bicep and only use your bicep. Also, what is important, when you're going back again from 2 to 1, then you're lowering the dumbbell. You don't want to simply drop the dumbbell. You go controlled. So you want to have a lot of control over your lifts. Don't use other muscles apart from the muscles you're training. And have control, man. Have a lot of control over your lifts. That's so important. And people at the gym still miss this point. That's very, very important. So if you can get a weight that is, let's say, complicated, but you still have control of it, you'll be having a lot of gains, and you'll see that throughout your trainings. Also, I want to emphasize low weight. If you're a beginner, that should be your thing here, this thing here. Because if you're just starting at the gym, you don't have the correct technique, you don't have the correct form, you will need to use low weight for your lifts. If you lose heavy weight, if you use weights that if you end up sacrificing your form and your technique for your weight, for increasing the weight, let's say, this will have insanely big long-term consequences that won't be good for your gains. So I'd say the first 2 to 3 months of your lifting career, your first 2 to 3 months of your lifting journey, bro, will be basically focusing on technique. You have to make sure you're doing correct technique, because if you sacrifice this at the beginning, you're gonna suffer too much and you're gonna end up losing gains. So you must focus on doing the correct form, learning correctly. Go to people at your gym and ask them if you're doing right. Like, search videos on how to do the correct technique of each exercise, because that's very, very important. If you do it wrong, you're gonna have long-term consequences. You can hurt yourself. If you get injured, your lifting career can be over. So I emphasize this technique for everyone that's starting, for everyone that is doing whatever it is. That's very important in the journey of lifting. This will determine if you're gonna get good gains or not. So make sure you're doing correct technique and you learn it well. Okay. Next one, the fourth one, is research. Bro, my letter doesn't matter. Research. What I mean by that is that you have to search up in the internet and books, whatever you want, many things about lifting, form, about rest times, and all those things. I'll give you the basics of lifting right now, but you have to do a lot of research by yourself. So first, just to make sure you guys understand, in a workout, we have sets, we have reps, we have rest times. And by knowing all those things, you'll be pretty good to go. So sets. There's one, I can explain this sets and reps to you guys if I use an example. So let's say you're doing squats. And in the squats, you're gonna do 3 sets. So that's set 1, set 2, and set 3. Each set will have an amount of repetitions, and each set will also have its weight, let's say, weight. And of the dumbbells or the bar, or in squats will be the bar. So let's say in the first set, you're already warmed up, you're ready to go. So you do 9 repetitions. What is a repetition? Is basically going down and then going up again. That's 1 repetition. In the bicep curl, just doing this is 1 repetition. Let's say you do 9 repetitions with 40 kilos. That was your first set. Then your second set, you do like 7 repetitions with 40 kilos, okay? In the third set, let's say you do 10 repetitions with 35 kilos, you decrease the weight. So set is basically one group. Inside this group, you have the repetitions. And that's the sets of the squats. It's basically this. I know it's kind of hard to understand. There are many other videos that explain it way better, but just for you guys to have a general idea. And rest times is the time you rest between exercise, between sets. So let's say in the first set, you did this, you did 9 reps with 40 kilos. So after you finish the set, you have to rest. You can just go to the second set right away. So if depends on the exercise, depends on many factors, but usually for heavy lifts, squats for example, you'll be resting, let's say 2 to 3 minutes. And for more simple more simple lifts, you'll be resting more or less 1 to 2 minutes. So that's compound lifts, heavy. And here you have isolation, light. Doesn't mean that you're doing light intensity. It just means that you're doing less weight and you're using less muscles in one exercise that will lead you to not be as exhausted. Have in mind, if you feel like want to do 3 minutes of rest, just go and do it. If you feel like doing one, just do it. At the beginning, that doesn't matter that much. Anyway, you have to learn all those things. Also, one very important thing, you have to research about muscles. Just to give you guys an idea, we have the chest. Let me try to draw a chest. That's a chest. Okay, in the chest, just to give you guys a general idea, but you have to research and know more. You have not that like at first, but throughout your trainings, start to getting a grasp of like what muscle am I training, what am I doing when doing this exercise. You will learn a lot of biology actually. Start going to the gym. So in muscles, you have the chest here. The chest has 3 parts. 3 parts. You have the upper chest, the middle, and the lower. The upper is like here, the middle is like here, this part here, and the lower just this part at the bottom more or less. Anyway, the chest has 3 parts, and depending on the way you train your chest, you'll be targeting one part more than the other. So it's important to know every single part of your body, let's say, if you want to create your own routine in the future. It's important to know all those things. So research a bit, know what you're doing, and this will help you in the long term. Okay, the 5th one, progressive overload. Progressive overload. That's very important in your career too. This will be something you hear many times. But what does that mean? After you've gone through this period of 3 months, or even the beginning, doesn't matter, you have to slowly increase the weight of each of your sets. So let's say last week, on week 1, you were doing bench press. And you did 3 sets. Well, let's talk about only 1 set so it's easier to understand. In this first set, you did 11 repetitions using 45 kg. In week 2, you want to try, you'll look at this week 1 when you did 11 repetitions with 45 kilos, and you want to try getting more than that. So you don't want to try to get 11 with 45, you're going for 12. So what might happen is on week 2, you go there and you try the same thing. And maybe you might get 10 repetitions and 45 kilos. Or you might get 11 repetitions and 45 kilos. Or you might even get 13 repetitions and 45 kilos. What matters is, you want to go to your failure, trying to get better than last week. So if last week you did 11, you want to try to get at least close to 11, giving your max effort possible. If you got 13, perfect. If you got 11, it's good too. But if you got 10, you could be better, but maybe if you reach failure, actually, if you went through your limit, it's fine too. What matters is, your weight has to be increasing over the time. So if week 2, you got 10 repetitions, on week 3, You want to go at least minimum 11 repetitions or 12, or even more than that. So you gotta look at your lifts throughout the weeks and see that the weight is increasing or that somehow the intensity is increasing. But as you're a beginner, just try to see if the weights, the repetitions are increasing. Because if they're not, that means that maybe you're not training as hard as you can. Because you wanna, if you're training hard, if you're doing a good diet, you're gonna see results. You're gonna see your lifts changing. So you gotta see, if you don't see results in the lifts, you have something wrong and you have to train harder. Basically, that's what it means. Anyway, that's it, please. Sixth, diet is very, very important. Your diet, what you eat, is basically, I'd say that 60% of your trying to get a good body, 60% is lifting, and 40% is diet. What you eat, basically. This might be wrong. I don't care about science. Like, just think I'm making it up. It might be completely different the values, but that's how I'm trying to say. The diet is very, very important. You gotta take your diet very seriously if you want to build muscle, because it's not only about lifting; it's about what you eat too. Just to make it simple, what you have to do to get a good diet if you want to build muscle: increase your protein intake. You want to eat more or less 2 kilos, 2 kilos, 2 grams, 2 grams of protein per uh, kilo of body weight. What does that mean? If you are 50 kilos, 50 times 2, you have to get 100, more or less, 100 grams of protein per day. Obviously, that's very hard. You have to eat a lot. You can have supplements and all those things, but try to get roughly 100 grams. Try to. And you don't have to count your calories. I didn't do that. I didn't count my proteins. I just ate a lot. And that's a good one if you want to actually maximize your gains. This will help you a lot. But I didn't do that, so I'm talking about my experience here. Just make it simple. If you want to build muscle, increase your protein intake. Eat more. If you don't know, proteins like chicken, meat, and there are many other things you can switch up there. Another one that is very important, you have to know what type of diet you're doing. So there are three different types. The first one is bulking. Let me write all of them down. Bulking. When you start lifting after some months, if you want to really get into a really specific diet, I'd recommend choosing between those three. Bulking is basically eating more so you gain more weight. So that's weight up. Cutting is cutting your weight down. So you're gonna eat less, you're gonna lose weight. So you can cut your fat off your body. You increase your body fat percentage. So that's down. Maintenance, as you say, just trying to maintain the weight you're now. For building muscle, the bulking diet, eating more and getting more weight is optimal if you want to build muscle. But if you're already a person that has a lot of fat in your body, like your body fat percentage is really high, bulking might not be the best approach for you. So you might have to do a maintenance or cut. But usually, if you're skinny, and you want to build muscle, bulking is the best way to go. So just choose between those three. You can research a bit about them. But basically, choose the one you're needing right now. I just want to make one thing very clear. It doesn't matter which diet you're doing. If you want to make the most out of your diet, if you want to not gain a lot of fat while you're bulking, for example, you gotta eat clean. Don't eat junk food. Decrease your sugar intake. Drink more water. Like, bro, just eat clean. Eat things you usually eat at your grandma's house, you know? Those things will give you gains. Those things are the things you're gonna give you gains, man. Sugar is very bad. Fuck, man. You increase your body fat percentage by a lot, and it would be just a headache for getting a good body. Difference between me and all those people who go to the gym that are like the same age as me, train the same, do the same exercise. The difference is that I eat a lot, but I eat clean. I eat clean. I don't go to fast foods. I don't eat 50 grams of sugar per day. And that's what makes the difference, because I have a lot of definition in my body while I'm getting muscle. But if you eat bad things, you build a lot of muscle, but it's going to all be under the fat because you're building a lot of fat. So that's also one of the most important things I want to emphasize in this video. Eat clean. Bro, I'm even putting red here. Eat clean, no sugar. If you can, drink a lot of water. And bro, that's, if you prioritize this over most of the things I present in this video, you're gonna see amazing gains, and you're gonna be better than 90%, 95% of people. You're gonna see, it's actually amazing what eating clean does to your body. Actually, I want to do a bonus here. Basically, the supplements. I won't get too much in details, but there are two major supplements, which are the creatine and whey. That's, you don't have to worry about that right now, but if you want to really get serious into lifting, I recommend a lot taking creatine. Creatine helps a lot. I'm not gonna get in details, but basically it will store more water in your muscles, and then you can get more strength, more resistance, and many other benefits. You can search it up. There's 1,000 videos explaining creatine. So I recommend creatine a lot if you want to really take this seriously. So take creatine, bro. I take creatine. And the other one is whey protein, that I personally don't take it. It's basically just protein that you get from like a part of the cheese. I don't remember right now. You can search it up anyway. But it's very good if you're not reaching your protein you have to reach. But if you can get all the protein from if you can get all the protein from actual food, from like chicken, from meat, you won't need whey protein. You don't need it. If you can get from actual sources of food, I don't remember the word actually. It's not like raw sources of food. I don't know, but like that's a supplement, so you won't have all the other nutrition things that chicken, meat have. So if you can prioritize food, then supplements, it's gonna be way better for your health in general too, and also for building muscles. You're gonna get some extra amino acids. It's pretty better. So yeah, you can take whey protein if you're not able to eat as much, but I don't recommend if you can get protein from normal food. But yeah, that's it basically. Okay, another important part of your journey, you gotta be consistent with your lifts. That's very important. Very important. Above everything else, if you can maintain a good consistency with your trainings instead of training 3-4 hours per day, it's much better. Because think like this: when you're training, let's say that's your bicep. Wait. Okay, that's your bicep. Your bicep has many fibers, you know? Let's say those are fibers. When you train, you basically are breaking those fibers, let's say. So after then, when you rest, they have to regenerate. They have to get fixed, those fibers, so they can be like used again, and this grows muscle. Anyway, that's bro science, totally bro science. But what matters is when you're resting after a gym session, that's when you're growing. That's when you're like sleeping, your muscles are growing, they're being repaired, the fibers and all those things. So what does that mean? If you train 4 hours per day, let's say you train 3 times a week, 4 hours, no, not even 3, 2 times a week. Say 2 times a week, but your trainings are like 4 hours. Okay, that's a lot actually. But if you think about it, you're gonna rest your muscles basically twice a week, because they're gonna break, they're gonna rest, and then break and rest after your workouts. But if you train, let's say 6 times a week, your muscles will have to build themselves up 6 times instead of 2 times. So what does that mean? It's better to do more days than doing less days with more intensity. You should put intensity in your trainings. But what I'm saying is, it's better for you to literally just go to the gym, do 3 sets of bench press, than basically just skip the day, you know? Because at least if you do these 3 sets of bench press, your muscles will get broken somehow and they will grow. But if you don't do anything, they won't grow at all. So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's important to basically just go always. Don't skip gym sessions. Be consistent with your daily schedules. It's not about staying 5 hours at the gym. It's basically just going to the gym and doing what you have to do every week. I swear, if you can do that, you see also amazing results. That's key. That's like key thing you have to understand at the gym. Obviously, if you go 6 times a week and you train flow intensity, you might get more gains than a guy that goes 2 times a week and trains with more intensity. But if you compare yourself with another guy that goes like 5 times a week and trains with intensity 5 times, obviously he's gonna be better than you. But if you compare 6 times to 2 times, you see, it's actually, this one is better. So be consistent. Be consistent and train with intensity. That's the key. That's the key. Being consistent, going always to the gym whenever you can. If you rest, doesn't matter. But being consistent with your lifts and always training with intensity. Okay, we're getting to the end basically here. There's not much left. There are many things I haven't said in this video. Like, this topic of the gym is enormous. I've been training for 1.5 years and I still have to learn on many things. But I recommend you to, as you go through your journey, learn more techniques. For example, there are some things called drop sets. That's basically after you finish one set, you reduce the weight without resting and you do some more reps. But that's more advanced. You don't have to know those things right now. But just to show you there are more things you have to learn. And what I recommend you, after some months of you training, after some months being comfortable with your routine, the exercises, search for variations, experience new techniques, try new exercises, because the exercises that work for me won't work for you. I'm telling you, might not work for you, not won't work for you, but might not work for you because our bodies are different and all those things. That's what I recommend. You do your own routine using the variations that you feel comfortable, the variations that you like, that you enjoy doing. Because this way you're gonna see more progress, you know, and it's gonna be more better for your muscle growth. The problem is many people use routines from people that they get from internet. For example, my routine. If you use my routine, it's fine. It's good if you're a beginner. If you don't know, it's cool. But in the long run, if you want to speed up your gains and have more fun in general, you have to create your own routine. So you can literally adapt to your own style, adapt to your own body. And it's good to like watch some bodybuilders, see some like guys like some Sulak, like Chris Bumstead, that they post videos. Look at them, look at what they're doing, try it out, see if it works. Look at this technique they're doing, especially the technique. Look, experience, see if it works, see if it's better to like leave the bench at 45 degrees, 90 degrees. Just test those things out, because this will make your gains way better and faster. And you see, in the long run, that's way better for you and for your body. So test things out, explore more, research, and it's very deep topic. So you have to always learn more things, man. Ask people at your gym what they're doing, and you'll see, you'll learn a lot, making new friends. It'll be really cool. To finish, boys, it was supposed to be a 10 minutes video, but I think that's way more than 10 minutes. Probably like for 30 minutes here. Have fun. That's also one of the most important things I have to say here, that if you can make your workouts fun, if you can have fun doing your workouts, doing your training sessions, talking with people at the gym, just like, I don't know, like bring your boxing gloves after this, sparring people there, I don't know, doesn't matter. But if you can have fun while you're training, if you can literally enjoy the process of training, of doing a diet, especially eating, if you can have fun doing all those things, do it. Do it. For you to have an idea, I hate training legs sometimes. Like, leg day is my least favorite day. I mean, that's pretty normal, you see. But all my workouts, when I do chest, my chest day, I train for like 2 hours and a half, or even more sometimes. But like 2 hours and a half, 2 hours, you know? When I'm doing legs, my trainings are like between 1 hour and 45 and 2 hours. And this happens also with back. I chest and back, like always 2.5, 2 hours. Legs is way less because I don't like doing legs, so I do less exercises. But just because I do less exercises doesn't mean that I get less gains. No, I have insane legs, I'm telling you. So, bro, choose the exercises you like doing. So you get hyped before going to the gym, like, oh my god, today I'm gonna do like squats, so cool. I'm gonna do bench press. Like, feel this necessity, feel this need to do some nice sets, you know? Because if you get that, you'll be wanting to go more and more to the gym, and you continue. And this will cover the seventh step, that is consistency. Because if you want to go more, if you want fun equal consistency. Think that here. If you can have more fun, if you can enjoy more your lifts, you're gonna want to go more to the gym. If you go more to the gym, you'll be training more and maybe putting more intensity. So do the exercises you like. If they're literally, let me do a visual representation. If there's this guy at your gym, or your friend, doesn't matter, who says, you had to do squats or whatever it is, like you have to do squats because it's optimal for your quad growth and you need to do squats. Like if you're skipping, bro, literally, if you don't like doing squats, tell this guy to shut up. Tell this guy to shut the fuck up, because you don't need to do squats to grow your legs. You don't need to do Romanian deadlifts to grow your legs if you don't like doing them, you know? There's so many variations in the gym. There's so many variations. So if you don't like doing one exercise, if you don't like doing bench press, if you don't like doing bicep curl, there's so many variations you can do that you don't need to necessarily do them. So there's gonna be people who say, "Oh, you don't do squats? Damn, that's so bad." Tell them to shut up. And honestly, you don't need to. You don't need to. So do the exercises you want. Find it. Literally, you can put in the internet variations, like variations for RDLs, Romanian deadlifts. You're gonna see so many results, and just pick one of them, try it out. If you like it, say, "Oh, okay, oh damn, I like this exercise. I feel a good pump. I feel good doing it." Substitute the RDLs outside. You know, you don't need it, man. You don't need it. So do the exercise you like. Have fun at the gym. You see, you outgrow everyone, because there's so many people that hate going to the gym, that do exercises they completely disgust, and they're skipping way more than you're gonna skip. I'm telling you, and you're gonna get better than them. I'm gonna see people at the gym that train for 5 years. You're gonna outgrow them in 1 year if you do this thing I'm telling you right now. So if this guy, bro, just like listen, put something over him, doesn't matter. Just don't listen to him. You don't have to do squats. You don't have to do leg extensions for optimal growth. You don't have to do Bulgarian squats. Do the things you like. Do more of them, the ones you like. Do less the ones that you don't like. But don't neglect. Obviously, that's important. Don't neglect body parts. Don't neglect leg day. Don't skip leg day. I'm telling you to have fun. Choose variations that you like so you do more of them. But don't neglect your muscles. Especially legs. Don't neglect the legs, because there are people that do that, and the results after some years is sad, I'm telling you. Anyways, guys, that was it. I hope you guys have learned. That's literally everything I know about the gym. There are some extra things, like extra details. I can do some series of each muscle part about exercises if you guys want. But that's basically the basics for the gym. That's everything you need to know. And I hope you guys have learned something. I hope you have actually learned something with this video. If you're starting the gym, I see this very complete video. But anyways, if you enjoyed, bro, leave a like. You can check my socials there on the description and all those things. But as basically, thank you very much. Goodbye.